This Torah class is brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.
Okay, good morning everyone. Shalom Aleichem, Bruchim Abam. We're continuing in Mishna Berura, Daf Hashavua. We're learning Siman Mem Vav, and we're in middle of. We are up to Seif Vav. Siman Mem Vav, Seif Vav. Yesh Noyagin Levarech Hanosein Layoiv Koach Ve'ein Divrayim Nerem. Some have a custom to make the bracha of Hanosein Layoiv Koach, and their words do not seem to be correct. Meaning the Mechaber holds you should not say Hanosein Layoiv Koach. It's found, the Yesh Noigim is the Sidurei Ashkenaz, and the Beis Yosef says no, it's not correct. Says Rama Haga Ach HaMinhag Pasha B'nei Ashkenazim LaAmra. The minhag among Ashkenazim is to say it. It would seem that from the Mechaber that Sfardim should not say it. Says the Mishna Berura HaMinhag Pashut V'chein Haskimu HaAchreinim. The Achreinim conclude likewise that you should say it. Now, what does it mean to say it? LaAmra Ratzalayma B'Haskara Shem U'Machos. By mentioning, not just to say the bracha, but with Hashem's name and Melech HaOlam. V'afilim hayoneir kol halayla. Even if someone was up the whole night, gam kein yeshavar chosal lefi ma shanonogim hayoim kahaga shebesiv ches. Even if someone was up the whole night, we hold like the Rama that you still make the brachas. The Mechaber said, the Mechabers we're going to see in Seif Ches will hold that if the bracha is not relevant, you don't say it b'shem Machos. We paskin like the Rama. So what's very interesting is it would seem from the Mechaber that Sfardim should not say it. But the question is that it is nispashed b'chol Yisrael to make the bracha of Hanosein Layoiv Koach. The question is why? Why do Sfardim say it? The Mechaber says not to say it. So the Birkei Yosef brings that Ata Nispashed Haminag Beglil Seinu to make this bracha based on the Arizal. We passing like the Mechaber. He says after Kibalnu Hayras Maran Kimlan says the Birkei Yosef. We have the following principle: if Maran Bet Yosef would have seen the Ari, he would have conceded and he would have agreed. You hear this? Says the Chida that if the Beis Yosef would have seen the Ari, the Beis Yosef would have agreed. Now, Rabbi Yosef says that's incorrect. There's no presumption that if the Mechaber would have seen the Ari, he would have agreed. Who says? Mehechidesi. Mehechidesi would have agreed. The Mechaber was a poisek like the Ari. Mechaber maybe was a bigger poisek. Who says if he would have seen the Ari? No, there's no such idea. So says Rabbi, so why do Sfardim say it? Because he says it's not muchruch to say it's al pi the Ari. You know why? Because Ashkenazim make the bracha, even though they don't follow Kabbalah that the Arizal revealed. So what do the Ashkenazim hold? It's because since this bracha is already found in the Rishonim, namely the Smag and the Machzor Vitri and the Avudram and the Tur, so you have to say one of two things: that the Rishonim had a girsa in the Gemara to make the bracha Hanosein Layoiv Koach, nothing to do with Kabbalah. It's halacha. It must be the Rishonim had the girsa in the Gemara. Or you say like the Shal Tzuvas Tzemach Tzedek, namely it's a takonas hagaoinim. It's a takonas, or the Pri Chadash brings. And the Magen Avram says that a Chacham testified that the Beis Yosef was Chayzer b'Soif Yamav. But to say that if he would have seen the Ari, he would have conceded, no such thing. Okay, that's one of the classic machloikasin between Chida and Rabbi Vadia. What do you say if the Beis Yosef would have seen the Ari, he would have agreed? Okay, anyway, weiter. Siv Zayin. Yesh noigim levarich brachos acheros nosavos alelu v'tasu b'yam. Some make other brachos, like thank you Hashem for making chocolate pudding. Some people say in Eretz Yisrael it's a big. No, you can't say that bracha. V'tasu v'oimer brachas soimech noiflim goyrem ba. Someone says bracha Hashem soimech noiflim. You scream at him. Obviously in a very nice way, but you scream at him. What about Hashem lifts up the low? I'm Magen Avram, I'm Prima Gadam, Shgatach Hayom, Yesh Ligar B'Mishnah Gla Amra, Ayin Sham. Sivches. Sivches Kol HaBrachos Ha'elu. All of these blessings, if you're not chayiv in one of them, kagoin shelo yishama kol tarnagal. You didn't hear the rooster. Or you didn't walk. You stayed in bed. Maybe I should try that one day. Breakfast in bed. One day, just don't get out of bed. Oy loy lavash. You didn't get dressed. Oy loy chagar. You couldn't find your belt. Oymer oyser bracha b'la Hashem. Then you don't make Hashem's name. You don't say Hashem's name. You say the bracha without Hashem's name. Haga v'yei shoymrim da'afilu loy nischaya b'hen mevarech oysan. Some say that even if you're not chayiv in it, you still make it. It's not only on yourself. You're mevarich that Hashem created the needs of the world. So we go like the Ramah, that even if it's not relevant, you still make the bracha. It says Mishna Berura Katan Chav Daled. Da'afilu ayin b'sefer Eliyahu Rabbah shekasav de birchas eleikai neshama ubirchas hamaver shena ein levarechem hayaner kol halayla. Look in the Eliyahu Rabbah. He says the bracha of eleikai neshama birchas hamaver shena. Eleikai neshama is Hashem returned my soul to me. The bracha of hamaver shena is Hashem removed sleep from my eyelids. Well, I never went to sleep in the first place. Don't make that bracha if you're up the whole night. Prima Gadam Shar Tshuva Shiur Dvar B'Tzarchian. Prima Gadam and Shar Tshuva say it's not so pashat. Now the Shari Tshuva explains the opinion of the Eliyahu Rabbah, the Dirshu quotes, because Hamaver Shena is not a bracha on waking up in general, it's on my waking up. Me'enoi, me'afapai. Even though the Bir Halacha in Sun Reish Lamed asks on the Chaye Adam, who writes, if somebody says Hamapil and you can't go to sleep, it's not a bracha levatala. Right? There's a bracha of Hamapil. Many people don't know that you make a bracha before you go to sleep. It's for Shalom Bayis, right? Once you say that bracha, you can't talk anymore. So, before you go so the question is, what if you can't fall asleep? Is it a bracha levatala? The Chaye Adam says no, because it's on sleep in general. Even though Hamapil Chevle Shena Al Einoi Ustumayafa Apai, it's sort of a stira to the Shari Tshuva, because it's referring to you. Okay. The bottom line is Umasik B'Shari Tshuva. The conclusion of the Shari Tshuva is the Yira L'Shma Elo Asher Brachas Me'achar V'cham Lasas. You're up all night. Try to hear these brachas from someone else, and have in mind to be Yosef. Yashin B'Layla Shishim Nishmin. If you sleep at night, 60 breaths, which usually we say is 30 minutes. L'kulei Yama Yeshal Levarchas. I'm going to end when you can make these brachas. Okay. Loines Chayev Siv Katan Chafei Va'afilu Bamidbar She'ena Shemea Kol Tarnagal Mevarech. Let's say you're in a desert and there are no chickens around. You still make the bracha. Now I don't understand why this is needed, because we learned that Sechvi has nothing to do with the chicken. Sachvi is the lave. Like it says, Aminasan la sachvi vina. And a person is mavchin ben yom layla. And because a tarnagal also understands, and in Arabic a tarnagal sachvi, they were masaking it b'shmias called tarnagal, but you're not thanking Hashem for hearing the sound of the tarnagal. Okay. Suma mavarch berchas pakeach ivrim. A blind person makes a bracha of Pakeach Ivrim because he's reliant on sight of mankind. see. He brings here note 32. But note 32 should be on page 10. I don't see it here in the back. Okay. Uv'chayadam kasav the chirish yamtin melavarich brachazu ad sheyar hayoim. Chayadam says a deaf person who is not possible to hear a rooster, he should wait until daybreak. Mevarech oisan ayin lekaman b'siman memzayin b'Mishna Berura sivkatan lamed aleph uber halacha sham masha kasamnu v'shem hapri megadem. Okay, Rabbi Sai, are you game for one more session? A very brief session, okay? Because I want to catch up tomorrow. I want to learn tomorrow, and this way we'll be on schedule. And the learning we're about to do is Nageh Slichai. So here we go.
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.